Autism Ontario, it's Shawna and thanks for joining me today. We are going to be learning how to make a great summer appetizer called whipped feta dip. A list of materials and ingredients will pop up on your screen in a minute. Gather everything you need, wash your hands, and I'll see you back here so we can get started. The first thing we need to do is get our feta cheese ready. So I've taken off the lid to my container, and if yours is like mine, you've got some liquid inside. So you're just going to take that over to your sink and dump out all the liquid. And then bring it back in front of you. You're going to want to grab some paper towel because this can get a little bit messy. And all you're going to do to crumble your brick of feta cheese is take a fork and start twisting it into your brick of cheese. You may want to take it out of your container or keep it in your container. It's up to you. But this is probably the easiest way to do it. You can also use your hands, I guess. But you're going to want your feta cheese in nice, small chunks. So you're going to continue this step until you get the appropriate measurement that you need for this recipe. When you finish crumbling your feta cheese, you're going to set it off to the side, and we're going to start to mix our base ingredients together. So we are going to start with our olive oil. And our cream cheese. We will add in our Greek yogurt. Our feta cheese. Our garlic. And then we will cut our lemon in half and squeeze the juice from both halves of the lemon. Make sure you don't get any of the seeds in your dip. It will make for an unpleasant surprise when you're eating it. When all of your base ingredients are in your mixing bowl, you're going to grab your electric hand mixer as well as support if you need it. And you are going to gently beat all of the ingredients together until they're almost smooth. Now we're going to get some of our additional seasonings ready. So you're going to go and get your fresh dill, and you're going to take one stem of the dill and just run your fingers down it, and this will take all of the leafy parts off the stem, which is exactly what we want. So you're going to do that with probably 5 or 10 of your stems until you get a nice pile of the leaves. your hands will likely smell like dill for quite a while after this step. You can always use some lemon juice to help take the scent off your hands if needed. So when you've got your pile of dill ready, you're going to take your knife and just chop up the pile. It won't really look like you're doing much, but what you're actually doing is making the dill leaves smaller so that they'll go nicely in your dip. The last thing you want is to be biting into a tree of dill when you're serving this to your friends or your family. So when you've got a nice pile of dill that you have chopped up ready in front of you, you can add it to your mixture. Now, if you really like dill, you can add more. If you're not a big fan of dill, you can add less. It's totally up to you. I would recommend at least 2 tablespoons of chopped dill to be put into our mixture. And when you're done chopping up the dill and it's in your mixing bowl, you are going to take your salt and you are going to generously season your mix and your red pepper flakes or your chili flakes, whichever you have, and sprinkle a generous amount of those in as well. Again, if you're not a fan of chilies, then you can put in a little bit less. If you really like chilies, you can put in a little bit more. It's totally up to you. Then you're going to take your spoon and you're going to stir everything that we just added into your mixture. When your base mixture is all mixed together, you're going to put it in the fridge to stay cold while we get our toppings ready. So you're going to want to grab your knife and cutting board again, along with your cucumber and your cherry tomatoes. And we're just going to cut a few slices of our cucumber. And then we are going to chop them into quarter chunks, just like this. So you're going to do that with all of your pieces. Depending on the size of bowl you're using to serve your mix, if you're using all of your mix that you made, you're going to want to cut up more. But if you're putting it into a small serving bowl, then I'd say about 3 or 4 slices of cucumber chopped will be fine. And for your tomatoes, you are going to chop them in half and then in half again. You're going to lose a lot of the juice inside, but that is okay. So again, it's going to depend on if you're serving the entire dip that you made or just a portion of it. So I am going to say if you're serving just a portion of your dip to start off, you're going to want to cut up 4 cherry tomatoes and quarter them. So you'll have 2 small piles like this, as well as if you've saved a little bit of your dill, that's great too, because it adds a nice topping as well. When you're ready to serve, you can grab your dip out of the fridge and you are going to sprinkle those additional toppings on top. So your cucumbers and your tomatoes. And then if you were able to save a little bit of dill, you can put that in as well.